Hey folks, welcome to the Group W bench. Very few of you are going to get that, but those who do, it's funny. So we're going to be looking at something specific today from OLFA. I guess you can pronounce it OLFA. I know these guys as making little utility blades and such, but in the same shopping outing where I found the Coughlin's survival tin and the little pyro putty balls, I found a couple different things made by OLFA that I wanted to try out that were outdoorsy. This, you see, made in Japan, so that'll make people happier than made in China. This is the outdoor utility knife. So still a replaceable blade, which I know that OLFA does well, but a little bit different package, different size blade. We've got a fine serrated edge. We'll see what that means. Now, there's no choice between serrated and fine edge, so I took what I had. Replaceable, retractable. So basically a utility knife that you can use in the outdoors. Or so it's branded. Is there anything different? Ooh, leg. Is there anything different about this from any other utility knife? Let's find out. To do that, I've got some 550 cord. I've got some little accessory cord. We'll do, of course, a cut and money test. And I don't know, maybe we'll be able to find a piece of wood to work with. Who knows? That's my shoulder. I'm shrugging. All right, let's start by just opening the thing up, shouldn't we? And that's how much I paid for it. That was a retail price in a store, in a sporting goods outdoors store. I probably paid more than I did if I could find it online. You guys are the world's best internet explorers. I'm gonna scratch that. You're not a browser. You're the best internet investigators. And I'm amazed at how well you guys can find prices and stuff for things online. Oh, there's a little thing on the back. It cuts. It opens cans? I don't know. Fine serrated. There's our blade. 5 millimeters? Okay. And then we have overall measurements for you to peruse. All right, what is that? Is that anything, or is this just... Oh, this is useful to me on my other channel. A nice sheet of acetate to make spaceship windows and all sorts of stuff out of. Awesome. We've got a lanyard, I'm assuming, and we've got the knife. It feels tough. I mean, it feels solid. You can see here, you've got either a steel or aluminum. It's a channel liner that goes all the way through, and it's one piece to this. All right, it's going to be steel because this wouldn't be aluminum. One piece to this little pry bar guy. You've got a plastic type frame with some rubber overmold, which actually does give you a pretty good grip. It feels good in my hand. Big hand friendly. Little hands can use it just as well. And you've got some little rubber molded in jimping, which is cool. I don't know if this is going to come out on camera. See, yeah, it is. See those little tiny serrations, but it feels almost like a fine edge knife. You can just barely feel them. So is that actually going to do? I don't know what the point of that is, if that helps us or not. Oh, it clicks. I like it. And is that how we bring it in and out? Yeah. We'll lock it down. So this is cool. It doesn't rely on any pre-drilled, predetermined stop points. You can make this as big or as small as you can take it. However you like, however you want. I feel like we've got a lot of wiggle with a blade that big, but you might want a blade that big depending on what you're doing, but you can always reduce it to something that is more stable. That's cool. All right. I'm not expecting this to be anything but razor sharp. This money is a little humid out, but yeah. Okay. Yeah, so the thing comes razor sharp, and it should be, because it's basically it's a replaceable razor blade. Let's jump to the textured. So the textured, I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's jump to the accessory cord. How about that? Should we do that? Well, that didn't work. I was hoping that it would just have the force to just slice right through. Where is the... All right, I'll just... It didn't, though. That's disappointing. Now I gotta pull it taut a little bit. With that, it works just fine. I mean, goes right through the accessory cord. But the accessory cord is little. The reason I'm doing accessory cord versus 550 cord is, believe it or not, sometimes they're a little different when it comes to the edge of the knife, the very fine edge of the knife. Do you see that lonely tree? See that lonely tree right there in front of the camera? I call that the Bob Ross tree. I believe I was in the middle of explaining why I'm using this and that. Yes, it's going to be easier to cut through a smaller cord, but sometimes it's got just a little bit more pull to it, a little less. I'm doing this because I'm thinking of the word, a little less stretch, right? A little less forgiving than the bigger cord. So I just want to do both. And can we see now? If I want to do a pew, I would probably take it in a little bit. Pew. Nope. Pew. 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 It's not jumping around like I like it to, but all right. Let's go back to the 550 cord. I just bought this on Amazon to attach a knife to my plate carrier, which is why I have it in this coyote brown color. Keep a little tautness on it without me like physically pulling it taut. Yeah, not the cleanest cut, but it shaved through it, and it shaved through it on exactly that diagonal edge that we were cutting. If I were to give it a proper tension, no problem. Let's do a pull through, no problem. Let's try a pull through at different points of leverage on the blade. The very tip, no problem. You saw the blade move a little bit, wiggle, but I didn't feel anything. Down by the hilt, no problem. Let's bring it in for a pew. Please pew. I want you to pew. Go flying. Pew! Pew! No, you didn't pew all the way through. Pew! In all fairness, this bench made out of a log is a little uneven, so it doesn't have a nice even surface. Sometimes it gets caught in these little grooves, but pew! Pew! It's not pewing. I mean, it's not shooting. I like when it shoots out. Anyway, so the basic stuff, it works pretty good. And again, nice and comfortable. I don't feel any issues holding on to it. If it was wet, it would be fine. I'm tempted to do a ferro rod scrape with it. Not that you would generally do that with this, but maybe we'll do that. All right, blocking and light may have changed a little bit. I had to go charge the camera up, so it's about an hour later than the first part that you saw. But I'm ready to do some fun experimenting. So I have a ferro rod here. We're gonna try to just throw some sparks, see if it'll even do it. I don't have high hopes, but I have 3 different pieces of wood. I just want to see how it does, maybe processing some stuff. This is a just cut. I know people don't like it when I do that, but there's a difference between fresh, wet, just cut wood and like this has been sitting around in the fire pit, firewood pile for a while. And this is actually I bought. It's cut and seasoned kindling. I can't remember what kind of wood it is, but so we got 3 different woods that have kind of different qualities that I want to try this out on and see how it does. I know that that's not what you would probably use this for. Somebody's going to comment, but it is an outdoor utility knife. So what if this is what you got? I just want to know what it's capable of. So let's leaving the blade in there a little bit so it's a little stable. Oh wow, nice. You can throw some pretty good sparks with that. It does have a hard 90-degree edge on there. So, wow. Okay, cool. I like that. Let's move to the wood. So, again, we got our finely serrated, edge. That's actually very nice. You can get very precise, thin cuts. See if I don't even know if the camera's going to pick up how thin that thing is. It is a little harder to get real deep in there, but it'll do it. The problem is you can't put your thumb on the blade for leverage because obviously it's very thin. But if you needed to get some wood to start a fire or maybe craft something a little bit, this will work. It's very clean. I mean, very clean, nice cuts. I wonder if we can... notching with this for traps or building is going to be a little harder than a standard knife, but it does it. Let's move on to this seasoned, very dry wood. So again, you know, a little harder to cut through this than the nice fresh little branch, but you can get some really fine, if you wanted to use this, try to get a fire going. Not bad. And now let's go with this. This has just been sitting outside for I don't know how long. And again, you're not going to make real deep cuts with this, but if you just wanted to get some stuff to start a fire, it works very well. Notching in this, if you had to, is going to be... I'm going to bring the blade in a little bit. I love that you have the precise control for making the blade whatever size you want. You could do that. It's going to take a while. I mean, but it works. So, overall, what did I pay for this? $24.99. I don't know. I don't know how much the replacement blades are either, and the truth is I'm not sure what the process of getting them out and replacing them is. Oh, I guess you take it out through the back. Lots of dirty things. Well, how does that work? Because this is pretty important to be able to do. There we go. This whole assembly comes out. You've got your blade, and you can replace it. I don't know if there are other types of blades that you can put this in. Put in this, sorry. And this whole assembly is just a plastic kind of deal. Let's put it back in. And... what did you do? Are you okay?
Yeah, sorry. It's just the tape.
Oh, okay. So as long as you don't crank the ratchet too far up, it does have a safety where it doesn't let it go out. Interesting thing. I mean, it's, you know, it's not ground. Oh, I don't have anything to test this pry bar, but it's pretty damn solid. So it's not cosmic. It's not groundbreaking. It's not like they reinvented the wheel, but it is a interesting little tool. I don't know if this fine serration thing really did much for us other than what anything else would. Just another tool to have in the toolbox, I guess. What do you guys think? We'll find a better price for it somewhere, I'm sure, but something you would want to have, something you like, something you don't like. Do you like the concept? No. Let me know. There's another... Well, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but there's something similar they make. Different, but similar, that I'm going to try real soon and show you guys. So, I'm trying to get away from just straight, like, doing unboxings to doing something like this, where we take something out and we actually use it a little bit and see how it does. This is not the most exciting. We can't do a whole lot with this, but as we move on to other projects and other things, we'll have more fun. So, let me know what you think, guys, of this little device. If it's something that you would want, not want, buy, not buy. Curious. Thanks for spending some more of your time with me. Remember that you are all absolutely awesome, and I appreciate every single one of you, and I'll be back again real soon.